So I imagine, this is what I imagine. I imagine Rogan at some point is taking DMT, right? He took DMT and then he got into an isolation tank.
Right.
And then he comes out a couple hours later and he tells his friend, dude, I had a breakthrough moment in the isolation tank. I fell through a wormhole. I was going 1,000 miles an hour while standing still at the same time. There were lights shooting past me faster and faster and faster. Then they became clouds and trees, and I was floating in the sky toward a blue sun. And I had a revelation that black kids need to pull their pants up.
I talked to God, and he told me Mexicans should be in Mexico. And that's
But if you work hard and pull yourself up from your bootstraps, you can be somebody.
They were putting them in cages during the Obama administration, too. That's what God told me.
That's what God told me. I played an album at 78 speed backwards. And he told me Obama wasn't born in America.
And Michelle is a man. I do think that's my favorite conspiracy theory, is that Michelle Obama is a man.
And yet, Melania Trump looks so fucking mannish. I gotta show you a picture of this
She
girl.
really does if you look at, but it's just so funny because it's one of those that, like, if it came out to be true, what does it change? Nothing. It's literally just that.
We would have our first transgender president.
It was a passable trans first woman.
We could have our first trans president.
That's.
So, anyways, Joe Rogan has a peculiar voice. Joe Rogan has a problem taking in new information. As everybody saw with the Josh Zepps video, he does not like being told he's wrong, and he doesn't like. And this, I think, is a pathological. Some people, I think, just want to spread the virus to sway an election, but this motherfucker's got a pathological issue with facts. And this clip is from 2007, talking about the Bondo ape, which is a Bigfoot, some kind of Bigfoot that they DNA tested in 2003 and found out it was just a chimpanzee that was really big. But Joe Rogan seemed to believe that there was this hybrid, half chimp gorilla who could stand up, who could walk upright, and would howl at the moon. So
they're basing the whole theory of this monkey came from one skeleton of a really, really big chimpanzee.
And some sketchy photographs that they had, and some bones that were sort of in the same general area. And I don't know how much of it was fraud and how much of it was accident, but it's believed that it was a fraud, that the guy was doing it for funding. And but they used DNA testing and they found out that this fucking skull that they had just was a chimpanzee.
It was chimpanzee.
Just a very large chimpanzee.
All right.
This is a primatologist calls in. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know, we're fucking monkeys, man, and it's just fascinating that we color ourselves with cultural traditions and language and all this bullshit. When at the bottom line, we're really just a complicated form of bacteria.
All right, hold on.
Different than any other animal.
Allison from Florida is going to challenge you. Allison, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a primatologist. There's no such thing as a Bondo ape.
You're a fucking idiot. Go online and look it up.
You're a what? What do you do?
It's a new discovery. You're a primatologist. Well, look it up. You're not current. Pay attention. Go online and look it up.
Yeah, this is student.
Yeah, you've learned some shit from the college. When did you graduate?
I have a PhD from
When
2000.
did you graduate? When?
Okay, current. This video, again, this episode of O&A is from 2007. It's the same one where he fucking shits on Carlos Mencia, so he's got a little righteous indignation in his fucking bloodstream, but
jumped right at her.
And the DNA evidence came out in 2003. So Joe Rogan is 4 years late to the fucking game. And by the way, as far as I know, he still hasn't backed off from this belief.
It's from 2000.
Yeah, when was the last time you got online and researched primates? Have you ever looked at any of the new discoveries?
You ever looked at
Have you looked at any of
Wikipedia?
Carl Amon's work?
Yeah, I've been.
What are you laughing at? Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I'll tell you why you're laughing, because you don't have a point. So you're trying to, oh, you're ridiculous. I have a PhD. meanwhile, there's all sorts of photographs of this primate, this gigantic chimpanzee. Not only that, it's on National Geographic, stupid. NationalGeographic.com. CNN.com, stupid.
Okay, real quick, stupid. It's not on CNN, and it's not on National Geographic. You made that fucking shit up. And this guy's just spent the last year talking about how fucking CNN is incredible.
Well, yeah, that's very true. But, I mean...
Because they called horse medicine.
Even if... yeah, very true. But even if... fuck, I forgot what I was saying. God damn it. Oh, even if... like... I don't know, it's so weird. The first thing he goes to is... When was the last time you were on the internet? Like, anytime I've proven
That's where the
anything,
truth is.
Yeah, I've always been like, although it might not be true, I learned it on the internet. Like, I will only ever use that
What are the odds that a primatologist isn't on the internet?
Yeah, what are the odds that she's not going to get updates about a Bigfoot being discovered?
My point is if you one of his sources for that fucking thing he got busted for was some guy's blog that Josh Zepps called him on about how vaccines can cause autism or whatever the fuck he said, is some guy's fucking blog. Like, dude, at a certain point, like, if Alex Jones tells you that water makes the frogs gay, you find out that the frogs are not gay, you would stop listening to Alex Jones. But, like, this guy chooses his sources because they tell him the things he wants to hear. And science only is science is if it agrees with whatever fucking agenda he has. In this particular case, he just really wants there to be a fucking Bigfoot.
Is this a podcast or a radio show?
It's O&A. It's the radio show.
It's an O&A?
Well, it was satellite and it was terrestrial.
Oh, okay, because I just saw with Bill, but that's so funny. I mean, I guess for O&A, they've dealt with plenty of tension. Like this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. They
I can just
yell at people all the time.
Yeah, I can just imagine, like, being on a radio show, though, and just having them start to yell at someone.
Oh, dude, they scream at people all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking funny.
It's O&A, so
it's actually really
not,
funny.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, exactly. That's what's funny.
They go after 9/11 truthers. They used to fucking shit on 9/11 truthers all the time.
Now, is this a picture of the woman or just a picture of an older woman holding a chimpanzee?
It's just some stock photo of a Karen with monkeys around her.
She might not be a Karen. We don't know this lady's
Well, that's what they're trying to portray her as.
I gotcha.
Is the one who's trying to talk to the manager and say Joe Rogan's living in a fantasy world.
When was the last time you were on the internet?
When was the last time you were on the internet?
Oh, God. I just want to start asking people that now.
yeah. When was the last time you were on the internet?
When was the last time you were on the internet?
What do you mean the moon landing happened? When was the last time you were on the internet?
No. There's bones, there's tissue samples, there's hair, there's fecal matter, there's all sorts of different things. Now, they've mapped the DNA of this animal already?
Oh, please.
Please, stupid. You haven't paid attention to it at all. These are legitimate scientists and primatologists that are in the Congo studying this thing. And you don't know. Yet you're calling up. You've done zero research on this. You haven't looked into it at all.
Also, he said that they talked about it on Nat Geo, which you said they didn't, right?
I Googled it on Nat Geo. I couldn't find anything about that on any of those.
Well, here's something, though, is that, like, Nat Geo and stuff like that does shows all the time about fictional things.
Oh, like aliens built the pyramids and shit?
Yeah, exactly. That's a common thing.
Do they play like In Search Of with Spock?
I don't think so.
Leonard Nimoy used to have a show called In Search Of.
I know Leonard Nimoy is, but I don't...
Yeah, he had a show called In Search Of, and it was all about the mysteries of the universe, like the pyramids and aliens and shit like that.
You're telling me we know all the animals that are in the world? Are you telling me we know all the animals in this gigantic, several thousand-mile-long, intense rainforest?
That's a straw man.
We've mapped that out.
There's another fake chimpanzee out
No, it's not a fake, stupid. It's not a fake. Listen, they have skulls. Listen to me. They have skulls. They have hair. They have fecal samples. They have photographs. They have a dead one. Okay?
What's amazing to me is who the fuck is going to call into a radio show, pretend to be a primatologist just to tell him he's full of shit about a Bondo ape? Nobody knows what the fuck and nobody in the studio or listening to that radio show had even heard of this. So why would he just assume that this fucking woman didn't know what she was talking about? That's what amazes me.
Yeah.
Like, she just, oh, you have a PhD?
It wasn't even, he didn't even go, oh, he just instantly went. When was the last time
Yeah,
you
it
were
just
on the
went
internet,
full
you dumb
throttle.
Bitch,
Shut up, bitch. And then fucking filibustered her.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Filibustered her right in her lip.
This lady's just like, okay.
No, this is ridiculous. You're silly.
He got so mad having a woman laugh at him like that.
Well, he says the woman thing. He gets
yeah.
down with the woman thing.
Bye.
From Fringe.
Not Fringe. CNN, okay? National Geographic. All these different legitimate scientific resources. Go look it up. Bye.
You'd like to prove that, wouldn't you? Get your name in the National Geographic.
Silly. Listen to her. Oh, I have a PhD. I mean, why do people argue about something that haven't looked into at all? Why wouldn't she, as a primatologist, go, whoa, for real? Let me look into that. Holy shit. Well,
She
that
did
makes
in
sense. I mean, how could they
2002.
possibly know all the primates? I mean, couldn't there possibly be another one? But
Yeah, she did it. It's her career.
It's literally her job to look that up.
Like, that's what they pay her the big bucks for.
Where was she from? Florida? Florida? Somewhere in Florida there.
She's dumb enough to live where hurricanes hit.
All right, listen, we're gonna
He lived in
we're gonna
California.
take another break.
What the fuck are you talking
right?
about?
We're gonna play the tribute song for the victims of Hurricane Katrina when we
Wouldn't
get
she
back.
get
I want to hear
facts
that.
or something? I'm a primatologist. Those are
Primatologist.
fringe sites. Like National Geographic is a fucking fringe site. CNN is a fucking fringe site.
Jesus Christ.
That's what it angers me about people. They think that they know without even looking into it. That is insane.
I know, that's insane. That's insane.
This video, at least by the YouTube channel, was posted 3 years ago. And, like, he's definitely only gotten more traction.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? Like,
He is not. He never went back and went, holy shit, that was a public embarrassment.
Yeah.
Wait till he says the vagina thing, though.
oh, God, even... Sweet.
Oh,
And with that, we'll continue.
fringe. I have a vagina.
Breaking news across the
Wait a
internet.
second. Dude,
That's
that
a
vagina
funny-
insult is
I
not.
have a vagina.
Yeah, she probably does have a vagina. What the fuck? How is that an insult? But, like, yeah, that's his thing. Like, if you fucking think that race science, like, okay, if you think that there's no biological connection between a person's race and their intelligence, because there's no evidence of that, like, none, then you're just an ideologue and you're an SJW and you're a libtard who's just swayed by the politics of it, who's motivated because you don't like racism. And so, anyways, but that's him. He believes in race science. If you don't fucking think that fucking Bigfoots exist, then you have a vagina.
Fucking Mondo monkeys, bro.
Bondo.
Bondo?
Or the Billy ape.
I like Mondo better, but...
I like
hey,
Mondo. If you're going to make up a fucking... Mondo's pretty cool.
Sounds like a surfing...
Yeah, like Mondo Bafo.
It's like, hey, Mondo.
There's the famous surfing apes of the Mondo.
Mondos.
And they got these monkeys spray painting Mondo's own, locals only. On a fucking tree off the coast of Africa. And walking around with surfboards. There's like grainy black and white pictures of like fucking gorillas holding surfboards.
And then they have a beef with slightly smaller monkeys that boogie board. They're just like, these are the pussy ass boogie board monkeys.